Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated. And happy birthday wishes out to John Deck and his lovely wife. They're celebrating birthdays today. They actually both born on December 8th, believe it or not. So last I heard, they were having cocktails and the grandkids were painting them with chocolate. So good for them. Anyway, also happy holidays, Merry Christmas out there to everybody as we get closer and closer to the Christmas holiday. And that, of course, means the thick of December football. And welcome in George and welcome in everybody else that's popping up here on the screen. And welcome Ryan back to the show after his jaunt to another state last week. Obviously, that went well. He has returned. Ian is already sporting the Christmas hat. I've got mine ready to go, but I was going to give it one more week at the very least. And Ben, where'd you get the T-shirt, by the way? It's got to be relatively new. Yeah.
I'm unmuted. Okay. My buddy brought it back from a trip. Yeah, and the stadium's wrong. It's kind of, but anyway, it's cool. You know, the sentiment's cool. It's there. Heinz Field forever, right?
Absolutely. Anyway,
speaking of shirts, I am rocking my Whippeal versus Allians shirt because it is state championship weekend in high school football. So for Joe and all the other people that like it when I talk about Whippeal stuff, go buy one from the DC4L store.
That's right. You can get it right at our store. In fact, I'll splash that across right now. As a matter of fact, you can go to the SCB store there at DC4LCustomTees.com. All right, let's talk some Steelers, guys. We're stacking wins. That's 2 in a row, and
against shitty teams.
I know
a win is a win.
Oh, I know. I'll take it. Defeating the Atlanta Falcons, who did me a solid by wearing the old school red helmets. Thank you, Falcons. Love those babies. Love them. And anyway, so they get the win. What the hell was the final score? 19-16, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Again, Steelers looked pretty decent in the first half. Third quarter was in. Fourth quarter wasn't much better, but you know what? They made some plays when they had to make plays, and they get the W. They're sitting at 5-7. They're by no means are they out of the playoff race. They're still in it, but every single week is crucial. And George asks, "Gonna do Casey Kasem? 'Twas the night before Christmas." Wow, now there's an idea. That is definitely an idea, Scarps. You might have to consider that as we get closer to the holiday. But anyway, let's as we always do, let's just get some preliminary thoughts. Ben, what were your preliminary thoughts on the win over Atlanta on Sunday?
First, that the Falcons are not a very good team, and that they're even more poorly coached. The Steelers haven't been able to stop the run. We're pretty decent. I don't want to say they're pretty decent against the pass because they're not. They haven't been. This hasn't been a real strong defensive year all year long. Mainly, the stats are bad because Watt was out for a stretch when they were playing against really stiff competition.
Yeah,
and they put up some poor stats, but. It occurred to me watching that game that when the Falcons were having some success running the ball, they were refusing to run the ball.
Yeah.
It just didn't make any sense. So it's like, well, if you're going to do that, of course, they're going to play you tough and keep you out of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ian, what was the stat you posted today? The Falcons ran it how many times in the first half?
6 times in the first half, which is kind of crazy considering how good of a running team they are. But, when you think about it, we came out there with the ball first, drove it down the field. Granted, we kicked a field goal, but we took a lot of time off the clock.
Yep.
And then, the defense held Atlanta.
Couldn't get in the end zone again. I mean, it was just
they couldn't, but nevertheless, we put points on the board, right? So Atlanta gets the ball trailing. Atlanta goes 4 and out, 5 and out, something like that. They ain't past midfield. They had to punt. We put another long drive together. Took a lot of time off the clock. By the time Atlanta's offense started to kind of get in rhythm, the first half was basically over. We did a really good job controlling the clock and keeping them off the field. I thought they did a really good job defending Cordarrelle Patterson too.
Yeah, they did do a really nice job from a special team standpoint, keeping the ball out of Patterson's hands.
Well, even when he was in there on offense, they were spying him. They made sure they knew where he was at all times.
I enjoyed the cat and mouse on the kickoffs, watching Matthew Wright look to see where Patterson was, and then Patterson and the other guy would switch back and forth, trying to confuse Matthew Wright. It was very, very elementary in many ways, but still fun to watch, even at the pro level. You see that a lot at the junior levels. Scarps, I'm assuming you got a chance to watch some of the game.
Yeah, full disclosure, I was driving back from Vermont. I didn't see one snap live, and I'm better for it. I did catch the replay, and I'm not going to overanalyze it. I'm not going to make it, big assumptions or be too high or low. I look at this as they're 3-1 after the bye, and their 3 wins are against not good teams. And I think that's important. So, for folks that want to say they're in the hunt, which they are, but technically they're not, because they don't even have the tiebreaker over the Raiders or the Browns right now. If they win this weekend, I think that's a different story. But they beat the teams they should have beaten after the bye. They're at 5-7. This is still not a good football team in any phase, but here they are, still competing. We all knew they weren't going to go quietly. I mean, let's be real. We all, whether it was on the record or off the record, said that they're gonna go on a run. They're gonna make it interesting. In Mike Tomlin's tenure, they've only been eliminated once prior to the final week, and that was 2012. And it seems like they're probably going to be making it interesting again. So, long-winded answer. I'm not too high or low. They beat a team they should have beaten.
Yeah.
What was that?
Now this week the flip, the script is flipped a little bit. Granted, we're going to see Tyler Huntley at quarterback because Lamar's out. They think he could be out. I don't know, 2 to 3 weeks. Ironically, what do we play them? I think in 4 weeks again. So it could be his return game when we go into Baltimore. But I don't want to get too far ahead there in that respect. But Baltimore's 8-4. They've got an unusual, dubious mark now. They are one of only, 4 teams to give up double-digit leads in the second half, and the other 3 teams that had double-digit leads, something like that, were undefeated, and they've lost 4 times. And so they've got their own problems. So just we'll get much more into that game. But Ben, how big a game is this in the grand scheme of things for both teams?
Well, for the Steelers, it's huge from the standpoint that it's Ravens week. I mean, that alone, this is a rivalry. This is the rivalry this week. People in Pittsburgh hate Cleveland. I get it. You guys hate Clevelanders. Cleveland sucked for 2 decades. They were fucking god-awful, okay? The fact that they're kind of respectable now doesn't change anything. The Steelers and the Ravens have gone back and forth in fistfights for those 2 decades. And that's why that's a real rivalry. So it's huge from the standpoint that it's Steelers-Ravens. And as far as the Steelers being alive, yeah, fine. I mean, technically, mathematically, the Steelers are still in the hunt.
They're still alive.
Good word.
for the playoffs, all right? Yep. Do I want them to go to the playoffs? I don't really care. I'll be honest. This is the one year I'm kind of like, maybe it's better not to. They're not going to contend for anything. There are a lot of people that feel like, if they got into the playoffs this year, it would give them momentum going into next year. I understand that, but this is a young team that is developing, and I don't necessarily think that a playoff first-round exit where they get thumped by 40 is going to give them momentum going into 2023. So, we'll see. I'm not. I want them to win every week, obviously. I'd love it if they went 10-7. I just don't see it happening.
No,
okay?
Yeah.
Bottom line,
that's fair.
I just don't see it. They've got a shot this week. The Ravens defense keeps giving up leads late in games. I don't know if they're getting tired or what the hell the deal is. Conversely, the Ravens offense runs the ball very well again. And the Steelers, mathematically, if you look at total yards, the Steelers are 6th in the league in defending the rush, but it's because people keep throwing the ball against them. They're not running against them.
Which is especially the last 2 weeks, which is insane.
A little bit of context.
It's not about the fact that the Steelers are really good at defending the run. It's that nobody runs the ball against them because why would you? You can just throw it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ian, I know you want to get in a point about Tyler Huntley. Ravens
and I think, we talk a lot about how you want to always have a backup quarterback that can also, do similar things to what your starting quarterback can do, because then you can basically run the same offense. Huntley can do in script a lot of things that Lamar Jackson can do. What he can't do is the off script stuff. He doesn't improvise and make things happen off script like Jackson can. And that's where Jackson's at his most dangerous. But Huntley's still dangerous and can make plays happen. So, I think the real difference here is that we have to we have to try and force him to make off script plays. So,
and they seem to have confidence in him. Players, they're saying the right things anyway, but as most teams would when it comes to a backup quarterback. But he's shown he's capable. He pulled them out of a almost a certain loss last week. So, give him that much, and we'll see what happens. But I have no doubt John Harbaugh is going to run the ball way more than Arthur Smith. And
let's be frank. John Harbaugh's, as much as I hate his guts, is a much better coach than Arthur Smith.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And he knows the Steelers very well.
Yeah,
very well, exceedingly well. And the flip side of that is this: we know them very well, and the Steelers have defended Lamar better than any team.
They have. It's incredible.
The problem is Lamar's not playing.
You read my mind.
He's not playing.
Right. He's not. Scarps, let me ask you a question here before we dive into this week. Is there a different feel in the building when it's Ravens week?
Oh, fuck yeah, man. There was.
You mispronounced ratbirds.
Yeah.
So it's palpable. You can feel it. You just know it's Ravens week.
Yeah, and
pass interference roulette.
I didn't catch the Tomlin press conference this week, but at least when I was there, Tomlin made a point always to be like, it's Ravens week. That was the running joke was it's Ravens week.
Yeah.
There nothing more needs to be said.
He said
and this is no disrespect to the Bengals, who I think are not the same old Bengals. I think that the Bengals are. Hey, look, I think the Bengals are a pretty good football team, and
they're playing real well.
They're showing it, and
they are. It's just they got their asses kicked by the Steelers for 2 decades.
Exactly.
So it's going to take a little while.
Exactly.
Before that rivalry has the same kind of
1,000,000%
of energy as the one that the Baltimore Ravens.
Exactly. Have. Same with the Browns. The Steelers Browns used to be a rivalry that it was really one-sided for a long time.
Good. It was so good in the 90s, man. Those fucking teams hated each other's guts.
Yeah. So nothing more needs to be said. However, I will say this though.
Okay.
I also worked there during a time when there were a lot of veterans in that locker room.
Yeah.
And you didn't need to say much. This is a young team. You got your Cam Haywards, you got your TJ Watts. Who else is the longest tenured player? Cam Sutton, maybe?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Cam Sutton was
it's
drafted
a young team.
Cam Sutton was 2017, and I left at training camp. So I'm thinking about this, and
you got some guys on the defense in particular that are on their second contracts, but most of them are on third contracts like Cam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like we're talking about a young team that they might need a Cam Hayward to be like, hey, you might not know what this means, but I do. Yeah. Like this is one of those moments. And we've talked about that on the show many times, is that they just don't have enough of those guys.
I agree. I totally agree.
I would even say that, we could talk about this, George Pickens getting, pissed off the other game and, or against the Falcons. And I know that, I don't know, Big Ben's burner. Joe Burrow's pretty good. But that's fine. We'll see. But
Burrow doesn't have the big arm, but Burrow throws the ball very well with anticipation.
He's got damn good people that catch the ball. That's for sure.
Hey, just that. I'd love to have that problem too.
Yeah.
Burrow throws the ball because he trusts his receivers to be in the right spot. So he throws the ball before they go into their break.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because he and his wide receivers are on the same page. And that's what's missing from the Steelers offense.
Yeah, Ben, I agree with that. But yeah, we talked about, I just think the Steelers are the one thing that they lack is veteran presence. And we could whether we talk about the Pickens thing or not, it's fine.
We will. Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to get, because
that was pretty fucking childish. We should talk about that.
Well, okay. So let's go ahead and we'll throw it out there right now. So obviously, I think most of the people listening know that George Pickens didn't see the ball too often on Sunday, and he made it very well known coming off the field. This was the same play that Deontay Johnson, quote unquote, fumbled. It was later overruled to an incomplete pass. The Steelers punted the ball away, but he came off, essentially was throwing me the fucking ball, yelling in the direction of the coaches. And, cameras caught it, and it immediately became a talking point. It was a headline in the sports pages this week, which I think is a little overblown. Ben, what is your overall take on this thing here?
I agree with Tomlin. I'd rather have a guy that I got to say, whoa, slow down, than a guy I got to fucking kick in the ass and use a cattle prod to motivate. So yes, he's a young player. I think what he did this week was childish. I think what he did on Sunday on the sideline was childish.
Yep.
But he's a young guy who does young guy things. He's doing dumb shit. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know a better way to put it. When you were that age, you did dumb shit too, listeners.
Not me. I never did.
I did.
Speak for yourself.
I was perfect. I mean,
obviously the PR team didn't talk to him before he did that fucking interview and say, hey, listen, here's what you want to say.
Yeah.
But
don't invoke T.O. Probably not the best.
Don't invoke T.O. Don't blame the fucking media, you fucking idiot.
I hope that
let me attack all of you so you write some bad shit about me.
Fuck
you guys for making me look bad because I didn't do anything wrong. Kiss my ass.
To me, that was
the wrong
worse
way to go about it.
That was worse than Sunday.
Oh, it was.
I think
it was doubling and tripling down. It was bad, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that was. I mean, and it's it's maturation. It's shit he's gonna have to go through and fucking grow from, and hopefully, in 6 months he's like, fuck, why did I do that?
They knew when they drafted him he had some of this behavior. They knew.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody saw it. Squirting a water bottle on a guy, getting in a fight in the end zone with a guy. I mean, they knew this was the type of player they were getting, but as Berner points out,
he's crazy talented.
You hope that Cam Hayward, Mike Tomlin have already said, look, man, we love the fire. Now it's about channeling it in a little bit different way. We got to do better at getting you more opportunities. I do think he had a bit of a gripe. I know going back, watching a little bit, they were bracketing him.
They were.
He's not always open like he thinks he is. And believe me, Pickett has missed him, but there are times when he's not open. And
it's a two-way street. There are times when he's open and he's missed. There are times when he thinks he's open and he's not. And I don't know. I mean, I saw Kenny Pickett looking his way a lot, and he just would not pull the trigger.
Right.
And as we've talked about many times on the show, he is constantly inundated with take care of the ball security, don't turn the ball over.
Maybe he is, maybe he's not. He probably should be if he's not, because he's thrown so many goddamn picks.
Well,
sorry.
What's he gone, three games now?
He's gone 128 attempts.
Okay.
Without
throwing
a
pick
in
3 games.
Yeah.
But that doesn't I mean, okay. He's still a young player who's bound to screw up again. Look, from my standpoint, this comes down to what we were talking about before. When I was contrasting Joe Burrow and his wide receivers to the Steelers quarterbacks, be it Mitch or Kenny Pickett and the wide receivers, there isn't a trust factor there yet.
No.
Okay, that comes with time. That comes with you knowing the receiver. Jamar Chase, Burrow played with him in college. He already knew him. They already had a rapport before he ever came to the
advantage.
Yeah, before he ever came to the Bengals. Those guys he's been playing with now, this is his 3rd year there. Okay? He's got a rapport with his wide receivers. He trusts them to go to the right spot to see what he sees and go there. Break out when you're supposed to break out. Break in when you're supposed to break in. He throws the ball before they go into their breaks, and that is the difference. It's not like Joe Burrow's got the big arm. He doesn't. He does not. He's just a guy who's smart, and he throws the ball with anticipation. And if Pickett wants to overcome his physical limitations, he's going to have to do the same thing.
Well, and let's not forget also that Pickett spent a good majority of training camp with 2s and 3s, and that is all that time taken away. Well, you look at all the time that Joe Burrow gets with the 1s, it only builds the rapport you're talking about.
He got time with the 1s. I'm not gonna use that, especially at this point. He started this many games now.
At this point, you should start seeing some things.
Yeah,
I think.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not criticizing him when I say this. What I'm trying to do is reassure everyone that this is just something that comes with time. Okay,
no question.
And we haven't even discussed the fact that our offensive coordinator is terrible and the passing concepts are not good.
I don't think we've mentioned that before in this program.
Tonight we haven't discussed it. And that contributes to the issues of the overall offense. Yes, the offense is running the ball better. The offensive line is blocking better. They're giving him nice pockets. When he tries to run out of them, I fucking scream at the TV because I'm like, dude, just fucking stand. For God. All he's got to do is step up and buy himself like an extra second. And find the guy. Fuck.
Scarps.
Just 3 quick points about the whole Pickens thing. I understand why he was pissed off, but part of being a professional is knowing when to control your emotions.
True.
I wish he would have just said in his interview, "Hey, I'm a competitor. I want to help my team win. I'm fiery, but I'm young and I'll grow, and I got to do what's best for the team." But instead, he blamed the media. He brought up T.O. and was like, "What are you doing?" And then 3, I've seen a wide receiver. I worked with a wide receiver. I know a wide receiver that was just as talented, if not more talented. It had a better support system around him, and he threw it all away in Martavis Bryant. So for those saying that, he's young and he'll learn, yeah, hopefully.
Okay, you make a good point. Martavis was more talented than Pickens, in my opinion. And yeah, that didn't work out.
He had a really pretty solid core around him, that was there. So, whatever.
That's sad. That's really sad the way that worked out.
Absolutely, it is.
And Pickens, I agree. Pickens has a ton of potential. I think he's probably the most talented wide receiver on the team right now, but I just, I think that he'll learn, and it's a teaching point, and I agree. Like,
I agree.
I'd rather tell the guy to chill the fuck out than be like, "Come on, man, I need more from you right now."
It is a learning experience, and we're going to find out if he learned anything.
Yeah,
and
exactly. We're going to find out if he learned something from this. We're going to find out next year, and let's hope. Let's hope he regrets this. I mean, we've all done some dumb shit at some point that we regret.
Sure. No
we just
doubt.
didn't have cameras in front of us.
That's the thing. You got 70,000 watching you live at the stadium.
Yeah,
a million watching you at home.
Yeah,
I can't even imagine
things.
Fucking
social
media.
You got to be aware of that, and you got to have good people fucking advising you.
Just real quick on Kenny Pickett too. I saw some things that I liked. I saw a guy that was really working to get through his progressions a little bit more so than he had done in
he did better this week. You're right. You're right.
Still some really shitty throws at times. And
he had no bad throws this week. Isn't that what I read?
Oh, that's right. I think it was
Mark.
PFF.
I think when
that wasn't PFF.
Who was it?
That wasn't PFF. That was Pro Football Reference. That's legit.
Oh wow.
Well, I stand corrected. My apologies.
Pro Football Reference.
The ball bounces off the turf. I don't usually blame the wide receiver.
He had two of those.
Reference.
He had two of those, and he had a couple of high passes as well.
Yeah.
Pro Football Reference had him for 0 bad throws. That's the first time this year in a game that he had 0 bad throws, but also
PFR fucked that up.
But they also said that Deontay Johnson did not have any drops this game. So I don't know what their criteria is, but I have eyes.
Yeah.
Albeit little buzzed eyes, but so be it.
Well, but no, you're exactly right. I mean, it's just stupid. To say a guy doesn't have any bad throws, I mean,
and Big Ben's burner just brought up what's if him throws in the dirt. So Big Ben's burner, that's a good question because Brady often does this.
Yes,
and I'm like, okay, is Brady washed or does he know something we don't know? Do we think Pickett is hesitant and as soon as he throws it, he's like, or does he know something we don't know? I think I see a lot more guys open on these throws in the dirt.
Typically,
I thought that his mechanics were fucking shitty.
They went south
on Sunday.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Yep.
But his decision making was much better, and I agree with Mark. He went through his progressions much, much better. I think he was anxious.
You could see it. Yeah.
He was anxious.
Yes.
And he needed to settle the fuck down. But his decision making was way better. Way better.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Because goddamn, I've been waiting to see it.
Yeah. Yep. Same here. Typically the fundamentals say that when you're throwing a ball into the ground, you're typically overthrowing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to put too much mustard on it. And I think he probably gets in those moments where he thinks, shit, I really got to zip this, but he really doesn't have to. You can just throw it. And, that comes with experience. It comes with time. And I love the relationship he's building with Pat Freiermuth. They talk consistently on the sideline. I think it's great.
That third down throw.
Oh man,
I think he's got going for him. It's like Heath.
It is.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing too. And this is the other thing about Pickens that I'm not concerned about, but they were winning when he did that, and I understand he wasn't getting the ball, but they were winning. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I can't wait to see Muth get like 8 for like $110 and then 2 touchdowns and just be like, oh yes, like here we go, like, you know what I'm saying? Hashtag here we go. But like, is Pickens going to be pissed off when Muth has that stat line and they're winning? So, I mean, let's just, like, what happens if Muth got all those targets that they were throwing to DJ the other day and Muth had a huge game? Like, would Pickens still be pissed?
It's a fair question.
Maybe,
I know. People were trying to create a bigger narrative. They're saying, he didn't go celebrate when Connor Hayward scored his touchdown.
Fans always do that. I mean,
he did.
The guy that George Pickens needs to have a conversation with is Plexico Burress.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, Plexico.
Who left the Steelers and won a Super Bowl ring.
He
actually,
did.
In
won
New
a
York.
Super Bowl with the Giants.
And, obviously had some other issues and shot himself and then had to go to jail and everything else.
Himself.
But
they shot me in New York.
He's like, man, he's on record. I never should have left.
Yeah.
I should have appreciated what I had. I should have made the most of it. Yada, yada. That's the guy I'd like to see him have a conversation with. But,
I get it.
We'll see what's going to happen there. Since you were talking about relationships and Kenny Pickett, did you happen to see what Kenny Pickett said about Matt Canada yesterday?
I've been saying this for a month now. If you're tuned in, you've heard me. Matt Canada is going to be back next year.
Okay.
Did you happen to see it?
And I'm pretty sure that I said that Canada coming back was going to be contingent on how his relationship with Pickett was. So Ryan and I are both on the same page here.
Jesus, dude, turn down your mic.
My God, Ian's reverberating in my ears.
Ben coming in hot. Holy shit.
Oh, okay.
I am just saying, none of us want this to happen. Matt Canada sucks balls, but Kenny had some nice things to say about him yesterday and his relationship with him and the fact that he's known him since high school. And
so let me present.
Who hasn't Canada known since high school?
Two scenarios here, though.
No, yeah, right.
But
who did Matt Canada not recruit in high school?
What would you rather see happen? Would you rather see Kenny play well down the stretch? Maybe they don't make the postseason. Maybe they do, but he plays well, and they bring Canada back. Or would you rather see Kenny not play well at all, and they get rid of Canada?
I'm looking at the other 10 guys on the field and their body language and whether or not they believe in what they're being asked to do. And I'm saying Matt Canada needs to go. I don't really give a shit if Kenny wants him back or not.
I agree with you. However, you know this. You just got to understand the perception of the situation, because fans are going to immediately start screaming one way or the other if one of those two things happens. Great. We go 7-10, and that's enough for Tomlin to bring back Canada. I can already hear it. I mean, it's just I don't know.
And there are other things at play here too. I mean, Canada has got one more year on his contract. He's signed through the 2023 season.
Right.
Is Art going to sign off on letting this guy go and paying him out his contract? Is he going to do that?
Well, we know he doesn't like to do that.
Well, yeah. And I imagine that there are clauses in the contract that offset those dollars if he gets a job someplace else. But what's he going to get a job as? A fucking quarterback's coach? I don't know.
Well, there's got to be some school in America he hasn't coached at by now, right? I mean,
yeah. I mean, he coached at LSU.
It might only be a few, but
he coached at LSU for 4 games. 4 games. Made $1.5 million in 4 games.
Not too shabby.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, well, you got that right. Ian, welcome back, by the way.
Thanks. And, is my audio better now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yes, it is. Najee Harris was coming off a game in Indy in which he played the first half, didn't play the second half because of an abdominal situation. What were your thoughts on his performance and the overall use of the running backs on Sunday?
He ran angry, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought so too.
That's the Najee I expected to get when we drafted him. Like, that was one of his best games as a Steelers running back. I think that, obviously the Cleveland game at the end of last year, he walked it off with a touchdown at the end, which was pretty awesome. But nevertheless, like all around, there was a handful of carries in that game that he turned what should have been a 2 or 3 yard loss into a 2-yard gain. And those little, 4 yards make a big difference, especially for an offense like ours that can struggle to move the ball at times.
Yeah.
On the whole, Jalen Warren was back. Benny Snell got mixed in. Benny Snell had a nice catch to convert a third down. Hey,
so did Warren.
Yep. So did Warren. Yeah. I think one of the other interesting things, since the bye week, they've been mixing in a lot more heavy sets. They're using Scott as a third tackle in some situations or for a tight end replacement. Zach Gentry's been getting a lot more snaps. So I think they've been doing a couple schematic things to help the running game as well. Obviously, it's been a lot better since the bye week. It has. But yeah, Najee ran.
We're going to talk about something about the level of competition we've been playing since the bye week, right?
Well, there's that. Yes, but there's that, but they've also made schematic changes. So it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But it's
no. It's not 6 of one does the other. The context matters here. All I'm saying, I'm not saying they suck. The offensive line is playing much better. They're also playing better as a unit, not just individually. They're playing better. They're obviously aware of where the other guys are. Where for the first few weeks it was like, do you even fucking know your assignments? What? Yeah, seriously, it was awful.
You're not wrong. By the way, the Najee stiff arm was.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was great, and that wasn't even his best play. There were plays when Najee should have been tackled in the backfield for losses where he got 4 or 5 yards, and that to me is money. You get 3 yards when you're supposed to lose 2. It's a 5-yard swing. It's fucking huge.
No, and he did that several times.
It's 2nd and 7, which isn't like a huge, 2nd and 7, whatever. But it would have been 2nd and 12, right? So it's huge in terms of moving the chains, keeping the ball moving, and the drive alive. Carries like that are just you can't overstate them. It's a 3-yard carry, but you can't overstate how valuable that is.
All right. Question right now for everybody. Scarps, who is the one offensive lineman you think is most likely not a starter next year?
Oh.
Just one. You only get one.
Kevin Dotson.
Dotson. Ian, the one starter you think is not a starter next year?
Dan Moore.
Dan Moore. Ben?
Good one.
Dan Moore.
That's where I'm leaning.
Which is disappointing to me. And I thought that Dan Moore played pretty well again this week. I didn't think he played badly. He played better the week before. But he's had a really rough season, man. And I like this week. This week, I'm seriously concerned about him getting his ass kicked.
Well, teams have figured out that you bull rush him. He struggles with
all you power. Have to do.
Yes, he struggles.
All
with
you got to do is bull rush him, and I don't know if he's just too passive or what his deal is. Versus the Colts, he gave up a couple of sacks. Then all of a sudden, it seemed like he got angry and started playing way better. No, you do not move more inside to guard. He's a finesse tackle. Guards are power-based players.
Yeah,
I don't see him as a guard.
I don't either. I thought it was a good question because
maybe
did you see that?
Maybe as a center.
No, Dan Moore is tall and has long arms. He was when he came out in the draft. I loved his measurables, but he was just
a better
raw.
Defensive end. Move him to the defensive line.
They do need some. They do need to get younger on the offensive line or the defensive line. So
there you go. Flip it.
I still think Kevin Dotson isn't that great, but
I agree with Ryan's point too. That I think they could rebuild that whole left side of the line. Go out, sign a guard in free agency, draft a tackle, and
at minimum you need to sign a guard to compete with Dotson. I agree with both of you.
Yeah. I mean, the one guy who might not even be on the team next year is Kendrick Green. I mean, he can't even get a hat on Sundays.
No.
I think they'll let him play out his rookie contract is my guess. But yeah, after that, he's done.
You want to talk about an epic failure. Adrian Clem scouted him. And then they put him in the position that he rarely played in college. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that. I really don't. So, like, I feel bad for Kendrick Green. I really do.
I don't know. They tried him back in his natural position this year, and he didn't do shit. He looked awful. So I just think that.
I don't know. I look at it as like maybe if they put him in a better position to succeed from day one, he might not be as awful as he is now.
He's a big, strong. Okay, big is the wrong word. He's a really strong kid.
He is,
but he has short arms.
It's like a T-Rex,
which is in the NFL. It's difficult.
Legursky.
To be successful.
Hey,
well,
don't
Legursky.
You ever say a bad word about Doug
Legursky? No, Legursky was quick, and he actually. Legursky was a good. I don't want to say good. He was a serviceable guard.
Yeah.
Kendrick Green's not even that.
No, not right now.
Hey man, Doug Legursky started at center in Super Bowl 45.
Dude, that was scary as shit. Doug Legursky at center was awful. Yeah. Doug Legursky at guard was actually kind of fun to watch.
And just a quick reminder that download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code TPPN. Place a $5 bet on any NFL team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code TPPN. And thank you to DraftKings as well as the Pigskin Podcast.
Mayfield does not look good, even though he just. I mean, I get it. He joined the team a day ago, but.
Who? No, he's made some nice throws over the middle.
Is he actually playing tonight, Mayfield?
Yeah. He started.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. What?
No, he didn't start. They started John Wolford.
So. That's right.
He went 3 and out.
Yeah. So Mayfield's in, and he looks. They challenged. Oh,
I mean, he's doing
that
just
team,
as good as Pickett is.
That team's got its golf clubs ready to go, man. I mean, it's
the Rams.
Oh yeah. They're done.
They're about to be 3-10.
Has there been a defending Super Bowl champion that basically
picked in the top 10 the next year?
I'm guessing there has been, but
wait a minute. The Rams don't have a first-round pick. They traded all their first-round picks.
Yeah, the Lions got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess that's a question. Are you glad you traded away all your picks for the Super Bowl championship?
You're glad if you're a Lions fan.
Oh shit! Yeah, of course.
Well, actually, that brings up a good point though, because that was something that I think we talked about a bit a couple of years ago when Tampa won the Super Bowl. Like, would you rather be basically 5-11 for 9 years and then win a Super Bowl the 10th year, or be in the playoffs and in contention every year? Because Tampa was terrible until Brady went there, and then they won. Versus the Steelers, who have been more or less in contention every year, but haven't won a Super Bowl in a decade. So what would you rather have as a fan? And the Rams might be seeing some of that too. That it's they sold out their future to go win that Super Bowl, and they won it, but the future might suck for them.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly
Stafford looks done, man.
Something's obviously wrong with him and has been all year. And I just mean the injury now, but I mean, in general, something ain't right. He's Detroit Matt Stafford again.
Too many pizza commercials, probably.
Too many pizza. Okay, yeah.
Not to jinx the Lions, who are
they won 4 out of 5. Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, lately. If they don't mess this up, they could be fun to watch. And they don't play in the AFC. I don't care. Nope. But they have some pieces in place.
Yeah, they have to build their defense, but we got our own problems. Speaking of,
did you guys happen to see the Arthur Moat segment where he brought pizza to a super fan this week?
I believe that was Kim, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah,
and he brought her Little Caesars pizza, and obviously we're not sponsored by Little Caesars. My question was, is that a reward for being a super fan, or actually a punishment for? Because that is I mean, that is the worst fucking pizza there is.
Really?
Done.
It's
not that bad.
Great.
It's that bad. It's worse than Pizza Hut. It's awful.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing about awful pizza. Even awful pizza is okay.
I thought you were gonna say it.
So you're just saying that it's just awful.
It's okay.
Okay, here's the thing about Little Caesars, though, right? Well, I don't know if it's still $5. It might be $6.
Well, now it's like $6.99.
A $6 pizza you pick up, it's hot and ready.
Exactly.
Inflation,
the hot and ready, but like it's $6 pizza. What do you expect?
It's like
Bill's killing it right now.
Bill's like in Kentucky. I mean, come on, Bill. Isn't everything $5 down there?
Remember the pizza we used to get in grade school? Like pizza day and how excited you were for that.
That's
got like a piece of sandpaper.
Horrible, terrible pizza. It's a tiny step up from that. But it's that for adults, right? You realize it's really shitty, but it's like, okay, I'm gonna eat it anyway because it's pizza in front of me.
I can't stop saying that.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm sorry. That was a tangent.
And yes, Bill.
All right.
I did say that the Rams were going to miss the playoffs this year. I didn't think they'd be this bad, but yeah.
I do.
You didn't think they were going to suck donkey balls?
Look at Ryan drinking out of a classy wine glass.
Oh, Ryan is classy.
I got Scarpino Grigio. I'm good to go, man.
Ryan is classy as fuck, dude. Man. And he's got the Crown Roos out there someplace too.
No, I got the platinum.
You bought the platinum.
I upgraded the platinum, and I'm so tired of being called a hater, whether that's on our chat or on Twitter.
Stop being such a hater. If you stop being such a hater, you wouldn't get hated on.
I'm classy as fuck.
You are classy as fuck.
TJ Watt is. I don't know about you guys, but I almost am to the point where I really feel bad for him.
Why?
He just. I mean, you can tell the guy is struggling. And good night, Bill. Thanks for jumping on tonight. Have a good shift at work, man. I mean, he's who knows how healthy the knee is, who knows how healthy the pec is. Now he's got the ribs, and it's just you see him.
He's not going to be healthy until.
No, we already knew he wasn't going to be 100%, but now he's dealing with the ribs, and I mean, he looks like Rocky Balboa getting the shit kicked out of him. But the problem is he's not going to answer the bell. I mean, so I guess my point is, are they doing more harm than good with him? Can you imagine what happens if he does tear that pec or something now?
TJ Watt at 75% is still better than Malik Reed at 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I would agree. But I don't even know if he's 75%.
Malik Reed's at like 50% right now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, 50%
he practiced in full today, I think.
Oh, he's full. He was limited yesterday.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was one observation.
Last year he got 27 million last year, and this year they're paying him 15 million.
TJ, you guys.
Yeah, TJ. Yeah. You really feel bad for him?
Obviously,
I'm just saying
that regard.
And,
Ben, way to bring it. I like.
I'm just saying it's not that bad. I get it. He's a professional athlete, and he wants to be. As Tomlin put it on Tuesday, I bet TJ wants to get in the fucking quarterback. He didn't say fucking. I bet TJ wants to get in the quarterback more often, right? And he's going to express that too. And he was talking about George Pickens and saying, "Hey, I want to tell a guy, easy, slow down. I'd rather tell him that." Then have to go sick him. Hurry up, go push. I need some more from you. Here's a cattle prod. So he said, "Look." Anyway, my point is, yes, TJ is struggling from a professional standpoint because he's not playing up to his standard, right?
Right.
But he's being very well compensated for his abilities,
and he wants to be out there. Don't get me wrong. He wants
to be out there.
Yes.
He's not. Especially his inside moves are not there right now because he can't pull a guy across his face.
Yep.
Like he used to be able to do and work inside and take a straight line down to the quarterback, which, the guy was fucking money at it last year.
Well,
the other thing, too, though, that we have to remember. Uh-oh. Hey,
hello. Hi, Naomi.
Yeah, she's unhappy.
Bless.
Look at
Why'd
her.
you wake her up, Ian?
I wanted to make a point, but yeah, I know.
By the way, I did say no children allowed on this program in the YouTube box, but
You let me on every week.
Touche, Scarps, touche. Go ahead, Ian. I'm sorry. Make your point.
I don't know if I can with her screaming, so
Okay.
but I'll try and make it quick. TJ just being out there draws double teams and opens stuff up for other guys.
Yes, agreed.
It's true. It's true. We've all played sports before, and we've all played hurt before, whether it's a shoulder, a knee, an elbow. It sucks when you can't be at your best. That's all I'm saying. I know he's well compensated. Do I feel bad for him in that regard? Hell no, I don't. But we've been there before. So and that's all I mean by that. Let me ask you guys this. Scarps, Minka's pick to end the game. Did he make that look easy, or was it one of the easier interceptions a guy could just make?
Yeah, I mean, film does a lot, right?
Definitely.
Film does a lot. Tendencies do a lot too. And, no disrespect to Marcus Mariota, but like, I could see that coming.
I'm just going to say some disrespectful things about Marcus Mariota. He was terrible last year.
His accuracy's gotten worse.
I'm sorry. It was $36 million on TJ last year.
So like, when you watch that play unfold, if you're supposedly the best safety in the league, yeah, of course you make that play. You've seen it on tape.
Yeah.
Not only have you seen it on tape, this guy is not an elite QB. He's not. This guy. Okay, here's the thing. There's no fuckery with Marcus Mariota, right? Like
George's son is listening. Be careful with the swear words, Scarps.
What'd you say?
George's son is listening. Be careful with the swear words.
Well, George, I apologize.
He was laughing. Hey, it wasn't just that. TJ. No. Cam got in Mariota's face.
So there was So there's the complimentary bull rush from Cam Hayward,
right?
Who was a man possessed. He knew they had to. He pinned his ears back. He knew what he was doing. But then there's Minka that he's like. I mean, if I'm Minka and I'm the best safety in the league and I see that unfolding, I'm like num. That's a sack lunch.
Here's the thing that nobody's talked about this week, and I don't get it. I thought Minka stepping out of bounds inside the 5 was classy as hell. He could have run it in.
It's smart though too.
Why?
Because it ends the game.
You would have given them the ball back?
Right. Now you don't have to worry about giving them the ball back.
It wouldn't have fucking mattered.
You really concerned about Marcus? You literally just picked off Marcus Mariota for a pick 6, and you're worried that he's somehow going to lead the team down the field.
Scarps, that's an excellent point.
Twice.
Believe me, I wanted him to just take
in a minute 45. Right. In a minute 45, Marcus Mariota is going to lead the team down the field.
You know what?
I don't see it.
But right.
I'm going to throw the ball into the stands.
I thought it was a classy move.
It was
to run out of bounds and go. You know what?
One snap.
Game over.
Done.
Game over. We're gonna do victory formation. We are done. It is over with.
Yeah. No, you're. I stand corrected. There's in that thought process. You're absolutely right. There's no way
Baker's about to score a touchdown.
This just got really interesting.
Oh, he's got one.
What was the line, by the way?
I don't know.
Anybody know what the line was at close for the Steelers Falcons? Just out of curiosity.
It was pick 'em.
I knew it was close. Okay.
And the over under was 42.5, which that didn't really work out.
No.
How many times have we hit the under this year? It's like every week.
God.
Well, are you saying our offense sucks? Is that what you're saying, Ian?
Well,
I'm just saying. Well, you guys, other than the Bengals
I'm not saying.
Game,
I'm just saying. Yeah, that's
saying,
whether we're
just
scoring
saying.
a shit ton of points.
Let's move to this week. Baltimore comes in 8-4, tied atop the division. They've got the tiebreaker because they've beaten Cincinnati once. They'll finish their season at Cincinnati. And obviously, we talked a little bit in the opening. No Lamar Jackson here, but I fully expect that Baltimore is going to run the ball pretty heavily, rely on some play action there to Andrews and company, and that's going to be the challenge for the defense. And then, of course, offensively, we look good in the first half, but we've not looked good in the second half. And
they haven't looked good in the third quarter.
Third quarter's been just brutal.
Yeah. It's like, okay, they can, if they have a lead at halftime, well, we got a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to get to predictions yet, but I do just want to talk a little bit about, the Ravens. We know what they are under Harbaugh. They're not much different than they usually are. Gus Edwards, I'm impressed with him every time I see him. He's a good running back, always gives us problems.
Potentially Dobbins comes back.
Right. And, and then you look at our defense. We're just not getting it done up front, are we?
There's flashes, but not consistently. There's no consistency.
Tyson Alu needs to go away.
Yeah,
that was
time.
Thank you for your service.
And Tyson's been awesome, and
good guy.
Really has been great until this season.
Yeah,
and he's okay. Coming off a broken ankle.
Yes,
he's 35.
Thank you.
It is what it is. I understand it, but yeah, it is time. It is. We need another backup nose tackle badly.
Has Adams played to the level we thought he would?
He's not a two-gapping nose tackle, if that's what you're asking, and that's what they need.
Right. I just don't know that he's played as well as he did last year.
He's played pretty well. He's a known quantity now.
Right.
Okay, so it's not like they're gonna ignore him. Last year, they just fucking ignored him. They were like, whatever. That guy's trying to practice squad.
And also say too, like we say things on the show, like we don't mean any ill will. Like I don't wish Tyson Alu anything bad. Like it's just like he was really good for a long time, but Father Time is undefeated. Like this is just the way it is. I would say this, and I mean, Carlos Davis. Is he Carlos Davis?
Is he still on the practice squad?
He's
had a helmet a couple weeks ago.
Times.
Yeah, he's not. Carlos Davis is not good.
But he's young and he's produced and he has a motor. But listen, the coaches get paid a lot more than I do. I'm just saying that, like, if you're looking,
put him up against Loudermilk. Who would you take right now?
Loudermilk's in the defensive end. They play different positions.
Yeah, Davis is in.
Carlos Davis is a nose tackle only.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm just saying, like, they're not going anywhere. They're not going outside right now. So maybe they need to look at it. Maybe they need to get some guys some tryouts for next year.
Okay. Perfect world isn't going to happen, Ben. But here's what I would love to see. Next year they go out and they grab Casey Hampton again. That fucking guy.
Well,
good luck moving him.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. And he's going to grab your center. And he's going to hold him there. And he's going to be like, let me see. This gap or this gap? I don't know.
Do you think with the passing league now that a guy like that a Casey Hampton-esque type of player is the way to go?
I think for this team, yes. Do I think that they will find him and take him? No, I do not.
Even as a 3-4? Or hybrid or whatever they do now,
because too much 3-4.
Yeah, I get it. I know what you're saying, but traditional, they're still a 3-4.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, as a 3-4, is he the guy? Yeah, it would be fantastic because if you have him, it frees up another guy. That's the thing. If you have a guy like a Casey who can take on a double team, here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
Now, here's a guy. Who can take on a double team. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Fuck off. I'm still going to have both these gaps. You guys can go ahead and try and move me. I'm not moving. Good luck.
So are you guys talking about like a Casey Hampton type in the first round? Is that what you're getting at?
I doubt it because that guy wouldn't be taken in the first round by any other team. So you could take him in the second or the third.
Yeah, and I think tackle might be the bigger target. But
Offensive tackle?
D-line center.
I'll tell you. Okay, I will tell you guys right now. The Steelers do not value offensive tackles the way we do.
Oh, I know. I think that needs to be shouted.
They're not going to take a first-round tackle.
Well, okay, hold on. I got to jump in on this because here's the thing. Like, statistically, over the last decade, 10, 15 years, whatever you want to pick. I'll say
Let's
10
have some
years.
whiskey, all y'all.
All right. I'll drink to this.
Hi,
all right.
Ben's Burner. It's whiskey tonight.
Cheers, cheers, everyone.
All right.
Sorry.
Over the last decade,
I'll drink some tequila.
On average, the third offensive tackle taken goes at like the 10th overall pick. So like basically, if you're not picking in the top 10, you're not getting a top tier tackle. So where the Steelers have picked, which is averaged to like 22 or 23 over the last decade, like you're basically picking from the low end of the second tier of tackles because usually one goes in the mid-teens.
Right, and one's already gone because the kid at Penn State is staying in school.
So
sucks.
So the point is, my point is that like if you're picking it, let's say 22nd, 23rd in the draft, 20th in the draft, whatever.
Yeah.
Where we have usually been. Would you rather take like the guy who is the best at his position in the draft or the fifth best guy at his position?
We've talked about this at every single draft. So it's like, do you take the best center who well, here's the other side of that.
Well, that's what they should have done. They should have taken Creed Humphrey.
Should have, and they should have not. They should have taken Creed Humphrey in the first round.
Nah, no, wrong.
Why?
Because Najee is back. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Is back.
So Ryan's being sarcastic. That's fine.
Najee is back, and you all are fucking stupid.
Yeah, and after
him.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Because who wouldn't want fucking Creed Humphrey right now?
After 5 years of 300 touches a game, 300 touches a year, he'll be
300
totally fine.
touches a game. That'd be something. Man.
Listen,
that'd be one hell of a game.
It's not your fault that the Steelers drafted Najee, but it is your fault that you got his jersey because he's not going to be here for a second contract.
Wow.
I agree.
I think a general policy.
I love Najee.
I've drank some wine. Leave me be.
I think Najee's a great human being, and he's super talented.
Yeah.
But they are going to run the fucking wheels off of him over that 5 years, and he is going to be done.
Yeah. Well, don't buy jerseys of guys on their rookie contract.
No,
never.
We have said that on this program for 10 years. It is my daughter. My daughter asked me for a Pickett jersey for Christmas. I told her absolutely not. It's not happening. You are not getting a rookie jersey.
Chris Garman some shit.
He got a Juju or something, wasn't it?
No. It wasn't a Juju. No, it was a Watt. It was a Watt jersey, Watt's rookie year.
Oh, okay.
And we were like, dude, if Watt fucking chokes now and turns out to be a terrible fucking player, it's your fault for buying the jersey, you fucking dick.
It's probably why he doesn't come interact with us anymore.
It was on this show. Actually, I just figured he doesn't like you anymore.
Well, that could be. Yeah, I don't know. He's got like 12 kids. So he's trying to.
Does he really?
Rival.
No, he doesn't have as many as I do.
I think he's got 2 or 3.
He's got like 3.
Right.
Ian's way ahead in that scorecard.
Yes, exactly. He is. Yes, he is.
Going for number 7.
Eventually, just like the Steelers, right?
I'm gonna have
now, and eventually we might get 7.
I'm gonna have Casey Kasem get warmed up in the bullpen there, and do some picks for this week. It's a 1:00 kick. Ravens.
Oh, actually, before we get to picks, I had one more thought on the Ravens.
Sure.
Something that we've got to watch out for because it's burned us in the past. The Ravens defensive backs, especially Marlon Humphrey, when they come into tackle, swipe down really hard on the ball. That is one way of putting it. Yes, they're. They go after the ball.
Well,
sometimes
Juju.
Right. Sometimes more so than making the tackle. Like that game where Juju fumbled in overtime, there was a play earlier where Humphrey went after the ball like that and missed, and Juju got like a 60-yard gain.
Yes.
And then in overtime, Humphrey did the same thing and hit the ball and caused a fumble. So, but they will go after the ball. So to go back to an old Antonio Brownism in a game against Oakland where he said he was lax on the tuck when he didn't put the ball away before getting out of bounds, and it got knocked out, and it cost us the game. We need to be strong on the tuck after we catch it, especially number 18.
Yes. No lax on the tuck this week.
Yeah.
Steelers. No lax on the tuck, baby. All right. Prediction time. This is a big one for both teams. I mean, it's always big when the Ravens come into town. Should be a good crowd. Weather sounds like it's going to be decent, I think, from the last I saw. Ian, what do you have for this week? Ravens, Steelers, 1 p.m.
Ratbirds.
You had to come to me first.
On CBS.
Yeah.
Are you going to the game, Ian?
Hello,
yes,
friends.
I am. Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Can you come back to me, because there's a stat that I was in the process of looking up. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Basically, my point was that like a whole bunch of our games against the Ravens end as 3-point games.
They always fucking do.
Yep. Yes. They're always 3-point games, and actually,
Mayfield just got sacked.
For some reason, we've played a ton of games with them that have wound up 23-20. So I'm gonna go 23-20. Steelers. Boswell field goal at the end to win it.
Oh,
now has Mr. Boswell been activated?
Oh no. Sorry. No. They started his 21-day clock.
Jerry Dulac tweeted earlier that Boswell will be kicking on Sunday.
Who tweeted that?
Dulac.
Okay.
Take that to the bank.
I will take it to the bank if Dulac says it. Okay. All right. Scarps, what do you got this weekend? Steelers hosting the Ravens.
Well, everybody says I'm a hater, but I picked the Steelers last week to win, and they did. So this week I'm going with the Ravens. I didn't get to touch on this earlier. I'll make it quick, but Tyler Huntley last year filled in pretty good for Lamar Jackson.
Good.
Harbaugh made some questionable decisions. They went for 2 against the Packers at home to win the game, and they lost because of that. Yep. And then in the season finale last year, when the Steelers needed all they could to get into the playoffs, Huntley played pretty well. Yep. And it was just came down to Ben Roethlisberger. So Huntley, to me, this is not, my God, the fucking Rams are going to win this game, and it's going to be hilarious.
That was a great pass.
But yeah, Baker looks pretty decent. But as we all know, there's very few not close games in the series. And to me, is Boswell 100% healthy? I don't know. I believe he's going to kick on Sunday. I believe Jerry Dulac. But the ultimate X factor is Justin Tucker. I think it's going to be a field goal game, and I'm going with 23-20 Ravens.
20 Ravens.
Jesus.
Okay, Ben, you get the tiebreaker here.
5 times since 2008, it's been 23-20 in this matchup, which is just like crazy to think about. That like that same score has come up on both ends.
Ben, what do you got?
320 safe.
I
didn't see Ian. I saw your chat. Sorry.
Yeah.
I did not cheat. Oh, God.
Did we lose Ben? He's kind of all over the place.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, all right.
What is this? Over under is crap.
What is the line on this game?
The line is
Steelers, I think.
Ratbirds minus. No, it's Steelers minus 2.
Yeah, I thought it was.
But it's only because Huntley's playing.
Right.
And also home field.
And we're at home. We get 3 points for being at home.
Yeah.
Which to me is insane, but whatever. And so the over under on this thing is 36.5, which is
that is desperate.
A little generous.
God. They just won the game.
I mean, basically.
So
holy shit! I can't believe he caught that ball.
There, bro. If I'm telling, dude, like that, Baker Mayfield has been diamond ever since you said he sucked tonight. He is
good for you, Baker.
Dropping
good
dimes.
For you. 9 seconds left. They get to kick an extra point and they win. That's awesome.
Even though the Raiders are totally going to beat the Steelers on that 50th anniversary.
Oh, come on.
You know what's gonna happen.
Right, so
relax.
So basically,
back to my prediction here.
So Vegas is basically betting a 20-17 game.
Yeah.
Over or under that.
I am going to say. Fuck! I hate this. I am going to say Ravens 19, Steelers 18.
Oh, shit.
Crap.
6 field goals.
Wow.
Well, something like that.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I'll make it simple because I really want to hear from Casey Kasem after a week's hiatus. I'm gonna go 22-17 Ravens.
22-17, 5 points.
Yep. I'm gonna go a little different there. I just think our offense sucks really bad, especially in the second half. And,
Third quarter.
Third quarter?
We are
Fourth
very,
quarter.
we are very, very slow to adjust.
Where is the faith? Says Dill with it. I got none. Dill with it. I got none.
To
man.
Adapt to the other team's adjustments.
Doesn't mean I won't be pulling for our team, but I don't know. Casey Kasem, have you arrived, sir?
I have, but before I do that, I don't care whether you hate the guy or not. Baker Mayfield has been with the Rams for a cup of coffee, and he just led them to a victory.
Yeah.
Like that.
He got there yesterday.
Yes, I mean that is like
he's getting a game ball.
And literally, he just threw a game-winning touchdown to Van Jefferson based on not because of Van Jefferson, but based on matchups and everything that he's seen. Like, I mean, like he knew what he had. He knew he could give him a ball that was 50-50 and whatever. Anyway, Steelers fans.
The guy's got balls. The guy's got balls.
I'm a hater. Anyway.
George, if this happens, I'm sending you the nicest care package I could ever possibly send you.
I'm a hater.
For sure. 36-17, I don't see it happening, George, but I love your enthusiasm.
Well, so do I.
All right.
So do I.
Okay.
All right. Now, here's a guy.
Thank you for allowing me to do this again after I return. Yeah, the American Top 40. And the week that was December 8th, 1988. Ryan from Pittsburgh writes, Dear Casey, hey, I heard you missed us. We're back. I brought my pencil. Give me something to write on, man. I've got it bad, got it bad, got it bad. I'm hot for Pickett. Casey, there's nobody hotter than Kenny Pickett right now. I'm not sure if you know this, but he went to the University of Pittsburgh and was the Steelers' #1 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft. His followers refer to him as Jesus. I once saw Kenny Pickett turn dog shit into Heinz ketchup. He also cured Stevie Wonder's blindness, as you've heard in Mark 8:25. Then Pickett laid his eyes on Stevie's eyes again, and Stevie opened his eyes. His sight was restored, and he saw everything clearly. Stevie Wonder regularly calls Kenny Pickett to say he loves him. In all seriousness, Pickett has improved. He's not turning the ball over and is not losing games. Never mind the fact that he still misses wide open receivers and that he can't get away from his first read. That will come in time, probably when he's 35. His fans point to his improved passer rating. It's currently at 75. Perhaps he can make it to 80 overall on Sunday. Hey, Casey, here's something you don't know. In the history of professional football, 329 different quarterbacks, including Pickett, have registered a career passer rating of 80 or less when attempting 300 or more passes. Talk about elite company. Speaking of Jesus, did I mention he walks on water? Well, Ryan, you sarcastic prick, I don't appreciate your tone, but I do appreciate your effort each week. Speaking of walk on water, our next song has cracked the top 10. Moving up 2 spots this week is none other than Eddie Money off his album Nothing to Lose, which is how Pickett should be playing. Here's Walk on Water.
Outstanding. Wow. Eddie Money.
Eddie Money, yeah. He's got some bangers though. Like he's got some good tunes.
2 tickets to fucking paradise.
Yeah, right. There's Give Me Some Water. Because I shot a man on the Mexican border.
That's where I thought he was going. Was give me some water.
Josh McDaniels looks like really fucking angry right now. I'm loving this.
Who does?
Josh McDaniels.
All right, for everybody still watching, I do not hate Kenny Pickett. It's just fun to fucking be sarcastic.
Oh, it's all love, man. It's all love.
Here's a guy. Here's a guy that just joined the fucking Rams 5 minutes ago and won the game.
That is incredible. Maybe playing quarterback isn't as hard as we think it is if he can do that. I mean,
he showed up on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night.
Yeah. I mean, it's incredible. Got to give him credit. All right, we're gonna wrap it up and get everything out of here. Was I supposed to give away a jersey tonight?
Yeah,
I think
actually,
you
you're
were.
supposed to do that. You're supposed to pick one of the retweets.
Oh shit! One of the retweets.
Yeah.
Mark's like, how do I do
Dumbass.
this?
Well, yeah. Let's have a look here.
Give me a
Isn't there a way you can
look-see.
do like a Twitter randomizer or something?
There is. Yeah. Great. He should have used Steel City Blitz. He used Steel Dad and.
No, I did
Now
not.
here's
I
a guy who doesn't know how to tweet from the right account.
I believe what happened was we tweeted from the Steel City Blitz account, and we said, retweet this and follow Steel Dad.
I got you.
And if you retweet this, Steel Dad will pick a random retweet, and he will give the jersey away. And it is a signed Minka Fitzpatrick jersey.
Ooh.
Who is now on his second contract, so you're okay.
Yeah, right.
Since we said
right.
earlier,
You don't fucking wear that. I mean, come on.
Well, no,
I would hope not.
No. You should put it in a frame and hang it in your Steelers man cave.
Yeah.
Or woman cave, whatever you have.
Man cave, woman cave,
Or
whatever
she
kind of
shed
cave.
or whatever you're into.
Sure.
You don't put a jersey out in the shed. You keep that in your house.
If it's a
In
she
a
shed,
temperature-controlled environment.
in a
What the
temperature-controlled
hell is this
environment.
tweet? Oh, I'm almost there. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Here we go. Well, no, I don't want to do that. I
There
want
it
to
is.
see all the. Okay, there we go.
You want to click on the quote tweets and the retweets and the
Well, but it won't.
tweety
it won't-
twat.
It won't show me all the retweets.
It does too. I'm looking at them.
No, if
Okay,
someone
I
is
got
on
it now.
private mode, it won't show you if they retweeted or
Right.
Well, that's
liked it.
true. In private
Right.
mode, you're fucked.
Yes.
I got it. I got it now.
If you want to win, maybe you shouldn't do that.
Just looking. I'm looking.
Oh, hey, look at that. Chris retweeted it.
Man, there's a lot of pressure here, man. A lot of pressure. Who the fuck's Whippeal Blitz? I mean, what the hell?
Who could that be?
I don't know who that is. Oh, shit, man. All right, I got our winner right here. And I'm going to tell you why.
Survey says.
I'm going to tell you why. This guy's going to win.
Oh, all right, the guy.
Well, family, friends, football, Steelers, Pens, Pirates, Penn State, and then he hashtags craft beer.
Craft beer.
The guy's a beer drinker, and that's all that matters. So we're going to be sending a autographed Minka Fitzpatrick jersey to Sean Lynch at S Lynch 14. That's what he's at. He's getting it.
Lynch 14.
Yep.
Which one's he?
You'll see it. He's the one getting it. He's got his avatar is him walking with who I assume is his son. They're both wearing jerseys of players who are no longer with the Steelers, but I appreciate the effort at the time.
You know
So
what the
that's
worst?
it.
Oh,
You know
there
what
it
the
is.
worst part about this game
I don't know.
is that John Wolford gets credit for the win because he started the game and went 3 and out.
I
Yep.
really don't think it's like that game that
Ben came in for Landry.
Ben came in for
Yep.
Landry Jones.
Or Pickett, or Pickett got credit for that Bucks win when Mitch was the second half quarterback.
Yeah. Also
Yeah.
true. Yep.
Yeah. Although,
Hater.
yeah.
Hashtag hater.
Yeah. So Sean
Mark,
Lynch,
you should
and,
send,
Why do
you
you
should
hate the
send Sean
Steelers
some
so much?
koozies too.
Oh,
Why
for
do you
sure.
hate the Steelers so much, man? What's your problem? God, Ryan.
Fucking hater.
dick.
I'm a hater.
Fucking hater.
I think Ryan was really the PR guy for
So-
like the Browns. Maybe that's
We
what it
really
is.
need to send Sean,
That'd be
I guess,
terrible.
a DM because we need his address.
We will do that. If I don't get to it tonight, I'll definitely do it in the morning.
All right.
We'll get his address. But
Thanks, Sean.
yeah, appreciate it. Thanks everybody that RT'd. We'll try to do a few more of those and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. But thanks again for everybody for
Fun to
tuning
give
in.
shit away.
Well, time to wrap this baby up. By the way, we're coming up on 300 episodes. Been getting old.
Damn.
Yeah. This was 297, so we got a couple more.
Why are you so old, Steel Dad?
fair.
That's just what happens, buddy. It's just what happens. Age happens.
So our episode the week after Christmas basically will be 300. So our last one of the year will be
Last
300.
one of the year. It'll be perfect. Yeah.
That'll be the one after the Raiders game too. So yeah,
right.
All right, cool.
No, we're gonna have a good time. There's no doubt about it. Maybe I can bring on some
after we beat
guests.
the Raiders. We can give Ryan a whole bunch of shit for predicting the Steelers would
lose. Right, he's already given his prediction. You can't go away from it now.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah. Okay.
Fucking.
All
hater.
right, I'm getting everybody out of here. Have a wonderful night, wonderful week. Enjoy the game on Sunday, everybody. And signing off for these guys, this is the SCB Steelers Podcast presented by DEK Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. And hey, go Steelers!
Ravens suck.